how do you manage the creative side of the campaigns? How do you go
Yeah.
from having the chat with the client is happy to spend 4K, 3K, whatever it is, and there is this budget on spending, and now the agency need to create 5 ads a week or something like that. So how does process works and who is doing what? Like, is the agency doing the creatives end to end? Is the client has a big part of that? I'm just very curious to understand how that works.
Yeah. Dude, great question. So with paid ads, for any of you guys, whether you're running paid ads or not, creative is the only variable, right? I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but Meta put like all of the investment. Remember Oculus, that shit that they were putting on people's eyes, like making, I don't know, 18D reality. So they took all that budget and they put it into AI. And that's what Meta did. They did that in 2023, I think, halfway through the year. And that is now all that budget's going toward making the platform easier for clients and you guys to manage, but really for your clients, right? So what we were propped up on before about like being, the best understanders of the complexities around the ad account, multiple different ad sets, multiple different ads, scaling budgets, that's all gone. And it's going to get more easy and less complex this year and then leading into next year to the point where like that's not going to be a selling point anymore. So the biggest thing that we need to get better at is obviously how to serve the business as a whole better, and then how to drive a creative strategy using these platforms better. Because the biggest thing that's going to be a differentiator in terms of you getting more leads, getting more sales, is how good and compelling your creatives are. Then it comes into, well, I'm a performance agency and I don't really delve across into the creative side of things. What do I do? Who does that side of the business? So one thing that we did, because we had more resources, we developed that arm in the business. So we did a lot of the graphic design. We didn't necessarily do any of the shooting, but we did more of the graphic design to produce more assets, really just to combat fatigue within the account. Okay. Now let's say that you don't have that arm. Well, and we didn't have that arm for the first 4 years of the agency. What we did was be really specific with the types of people that we work with. Okay. So one of the key questions that we'd ask in the sales call is, what's your creative cycle like? Oh, we don't push out enough creatives. Okay, cool. Are you willing and open to change that if we showed you a way to be able to produce more creatives? No. Cool. We can't work together. Yes. Awesome. Here's the price. Here's the proposal in a nutshell. Okay, cool. Now let's say that you don't work with e-commerce businesses who are naturally business founders that are really good with creators. Let's say you work with health professionals or injectables businesses or like, whoever, right? The thing that you want to do is become the leader for those businesses. Okay. So when someone, like, let's say that you got a health professional and they're saying to you, I want you to grow we want to get more leads. Well, I would say back to that health professional, awesome. The way that I know how to get leads is by having a really good organic footprint, and we use paid advertising to generate your leads. What do you think of that? Sounds great. Cool. This is how it works. You need to make creative content that's compelling and captures your audience, and gets them to book in the call. If we don't do that piece, it doesn't work. Oh, I don't like getting in front of the camera. Cool. This isn't going to work for you. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty cool. I've never shot videos before. That's okay. I have exactly what you need to do in terms of scripting. I know exactly what you need to say. And we need you to shoot that, and you to be capable of shooting that either on iPhone or on, DSLR, whatever it might be. We just need you to be able to do that. Can you do that? Yeah, awesome. Can you do that every week? Yeah, great. Well, this will work. So then you kind of go into the process of, and this is what's really responsible for you guys. Like the biggest thing that I'm seeing as a whole within agencies, and what business owners in general need to do with paid ads is they need to have on a weekly basis the ability for them to produce at least 2 to 3 new creative elements, whether it's a slight difference in hook and it's the same body or it's a totally different script. They need to be able to produce 2 to 3 assets per week, send it off to a video editor, get that edited, get it uploaded into the account, and you need to constantly, on a weekly basis, be testing out new ways of, trying to convert leads into your world. Where that responsibility, Eduardo, falls onto you is you need to make it as easy as possible for this client to walk down a straight line to get all of those things done. So you start off with onboarding. You onboard them, you get access to their accounts. Tick. You start off with getting content. You give them templated scripts and adjust it and tailor it specifically to their business. Tick. You get them to shoot it. Okay, how do I shoot it? Here's the videos. And this could literally be your onboarding process in terms of calls. You get them to shoot the content. They shoot it, and then they upload it. This is the process to follow. They upload it into Google Drive. You get them to show up maybe on the kickoff call initially, and you get them to schedule out 3 hours per week for them to shoot content. And you put that as a regular meeting, and then you show up to that call to help them shoot that content every single week, right? To the point where they just do it autonomously by themselves. You can kind of see all the steps that I'm going through. Then editing. Who does the editing? You either get them to pay per asset that they want to edit, or you include that price in your service, and then they just send it to you, and then you edit it, right? You get somebody over in the Philippines that knows how to chop up these videos. It's freaking $10 an hour. You can find so many guys like that to do that, right? What I'm trying to get to is, in this cycle, this system that you're doing, we all understand that creative's the only variable. If they're running ads and they don't have a way of getting creatives uploaded frequently into those campaigns, you're probably going to get shit results. So we're going to make a system that has complete bumper balls down an alley where they literally just need to do all the steps and we get it all done for them, right? Whether you edit it or you just give them the script or the process to follow to get it done, they just need to get it done. And whether you do it for them or you do half of it with them and then they outsource it to somebody else, whatever it is, that's what we want to create. Is this making sense so far?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I guess it needs to be very clear on the sales process or sales cycle, the expectation, right, from our side and from the client side of where the line is on that phase, because the creative could take a huge portion of the management of the account, I'm assuming, and the client may walk in expecting that we do pretty much everything. Like including recording.
It just comes from a really deep level of understanding on your side as to what's going to work for this business and what's not. So, like, what's the niche again?
I'm working with recruitment agencies.
Okay, recruitment agencies, and they are generating leads through Meta ads. Well, you're generating leads for them through Meta ads?
Not through Meta, no. I'm not using Meta yet.
Okay, what are you using? LinkedIn?
LinkedIn, yeah.
LinkedIn ads? And
LinkedIn,
are you running?
And I'm running Google ads as well.
Okay, so it's slightly easier because when you're using social platforms, you have to be way more developed on the creative side. But if you're using LinkedIn, I'm not too familiar with LinkedIn. I know that you can do a bunch of different types of ads. Creative is one of them. You just want to make sure that when they do make those creatives, that you're able to give them that guidance in terms of what to say in the ad, what works quite well, and then on a weekly basis be shooting at least 2 to 3 new creatives every single week. And that's like a blanket rule. You can literally take that and tell them that because it's true. If you're not, and the reason why is not just because of ad fatigue, because if they get ads, one ad live, and then they get leads through it, then it's going to fatigue. It's also to get them on a repeatable cycle to find the winning creative that actually works, because usually what will happen is you'll launch ads and they won't get any results. And then the client will sit there and be like, oh, it's not working. It's like, no, what you said isn't working. Meta ads, getting leads works. We just haven't cracked your code. And the fastest way I can get you to crack your code is by getting you to do enough creatives to the point where we really find what's going to work and what's not going to work. It's like, you ever seen that video with Hormozy and he talks about the clay class?
No.
Has anyone seen that? What? Okay. So like there's 2 different classes. The goal is to make the best pot that, out of clay that either class could make. One class was told to just spend time on one pot and just make sure that it was like the best pot they could ever make. And then the other class was just told to make as many pots as they possibly could. Which class do you think came out with the nicest looking pot at the end of the term?
The one that did a lot of pots.
Yeah, because they did it so many times over.
Of course.
So instead of you trying to focus on like the same script and nailing it, like that's the same with even your ads, guys, right? If you're constantly trying to write the perfect script and the perfect, like I never do that. What I do is I literally write the script, shoot it, upload it, because I love seeing the ad in front of, like when it shows up on my feed, I love seeing myself talk. because the second I see that on my feed like a day later, I already know what I would say different just from me seeing it. And then I go back, I write the script again, I change the hook, boom, upload it, launch it. See that, oh, I could definitely get that body a little bit more direct. Sweet. Go again, third week. And I'm just pushing shit out because I'm never attached. I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm never attached to anything that I make. I know that the system I need to follow is just pushing out enough volume for me to just refine over time. And the faster I can get shit out there and then see it and review it is the quicker I'll get to the result that I want. But that's the whole mindset and approach around creative cycles and making your clients do it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Thank you.